I'm Joyce McMillan. I'm the theatre critic of The Scotsman, and it's my privilege and pleasure at this time of the year to be paid to go around the Fringe and finding some of the best shows that are available, and I do that with a team of reviewers whose sterling work really should be recognised. One of them's here, Mark Fisher, but there are many, many others. As you all know, I always have someone to help me present these awards, a star guest, and this week it is none other than Scotland's own Rona Cameron. Up she comes. Comedian and author, the writer now of a novel and a very fine piece of memoirs called 1979, which is a book well worth reading. I haven't read the novel yet, Rona, but I intend to. Right, now, do step up. The memoir better than the novel?
I wrote the second book under duress, but it's probably more commercially better. But the first one is actually the only really good thing I've ever done.
Rona, have you any good, bad, or indifferent thoughts about the Edinburgh Fringe?
I'm not actually working this year. I've not done a new show, so I've just finished touring my old show. So I'm just up seeing some things. It's nice to be asked to give some awards to people, and I don't know why I've been asked, but thank you.
Anyway, The World Is Too Much has been a fantastic season, I think. It's brought together a unique assembly of writers in a way that I think only the Travers could. Every one of the plays is worth seeing. The best of them are absolutely brilliant, and I'm delighted to see most of the team from the Travers here today, including Zinni Harris, who's one of the writers, Mike Griffiths from the Travers, and also Catherine Mendelsohn, the literary manager, who has been the driving force behind this project. So please come up and accept your Fringe first for The World Is Too Much.
Hi everyone, I plan to be less good than Rona, less coherent. Joyce has thankfully thanked all of our writers, but I want to just do that again because the playwrights delivered us 6 amazing plays for this project, and when Dominic first had the idea and wanted the pieces to be about where the world is now and some of the things we're coping with the recession and environmental disaster and everything, the challenge was to turn that into great drama, and I feel that our 6 writers really did that, so I want to thank them particularly. And I also want to thank our 4 directors, Cheryl Martin, who's here, Roxana Silber, Zinni Harris and David Gregg, who directed their own plays, all of our actors, who are all in other plays in the festival, and they're getting up really early to do a 9 o'clock show, especially all of our audience, who are getting up really early to come, and for playing the part in David Gregg's play, and the Travers Bar Cafe staff, who are turning out the breakfast food you get to eat with your ticket, and they've been fantastic. So for Team Travers, all the writers and directors and the actors, thank you.
And Daniel's play is one of the most, this year's play, which is called The Interminable Suicide of Gregory Church, is a wonderful sort of light touch study of that sort of dialogue of hope and despair. It's about a man who way back in the 1980s decides to commit suicide, but being a sort of tidy and courteous sort of person, before he's committing suicide, he decides to write 57 letters on his old mechanical typewriter, sort of tying up the loose ends of his life to various people, you know. And by the time he finishes this long list of letters, which takes him a bit longer than he thinks it will, the letters have started to come back. So being a tidy and courteous kind of person, Gregory starts replying to the letters, and 25 years later, he's still involved in a fairly kind of happy middle and old age, thanks to this correspondence that he has sort of started at the moment of his suicide. It's a very clever, beautiful, brilliant idea, and Daniel, in his role as the kind of proto-Dickens of our time, uses it to sort of create a tremendous sort of image of English small-town life, you know, the small things that make life worth living, and the small things that can finally drive people to despair. As usual, his use of language to achieve all this is absolutely inspired. The show lasts about 85 minutes, and it is a really compelling piece of stand-up storytelling. Absolutely simple, just Daniel on the stage, taking the audience by the scruff of the neck, and absolutely giving them a great story. Daniel, come and receive your Fringe first.
Thanks very much. I mean, that makes me genuinely uncomfortable, though. Why do you have to do that? Why can't you just leave something alone? I mean, why are you going to put this on the internet? What sort of absolute monster's going to go, oh, I'll have a watch it, huh? On the upside, I've just got an email on my phone from Pro Cook, which is a cookery website, and they've got a deal on mechanical pepper grinders. So it's not all bad. Thanks very much. I thought it was 90 minutes, Joyce, so it's a compliment that the quality of my performance knocks 5 minutes off it. It's 90, but it feels like 85, but only a postscript. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
This show is built, it's directed by Guy Masterson and produced by Guy as well, and it's built around an absolutely superb central performance from Bob Goulding, which literally has the audience laughing and crying and feeling as if they really are in the great presence of one of the finest comedians that this country has ever produced. So Bob, do step up.
And of course Assembly. I mean, there's lots of unsung heroes in theatre, and I certainly would like to thank a handful of people, most of which are women actually, so that's good. First of all, being Karina Cargill, who's our technician. I don't know if she's here today, but she's done a fantastic job. Thank you. Zia Trench, obviously, thank you, Zia. Of course, Anna Murphy, who's here, our co-producer. And it's her birthday. And my wife designed the show, so obviously I'd like to thank her. She's 8.5 months pregnant as well, so a round of applause for our unborn son. And of course, we would be nowhere without, you're not a woman, are you? No, one chromosome away, maybe. But our writer, Tim Whitnell, fantastic, amazing, inspirational. And of course, our director, producer, Guy Masterson. Thank you.
This project was born in 1997, actually, when Bob and I were on stage in Steve Martin's Wasp upstairs, and I looked at him. He kept playing with his glasses, said, "My God, in a decade's time you're going to make a brilliant Eric Morecambe." And it's kind of stayed with us, and every time Bob came to a party I'd say, "Come on, when are we going to do that play?" And it just so happened in October this year, it turned out to be the 25th anniversary of Eric's death, and Bob is absolutely in the right place to...
Is in May?
Well, this year was the 25th anniversary, and it was the perfect time to do it, and we just put this fantastic team together. And it's just been a dream, and it's always wonderful to come up to this Fringe and have success. It's a wonderful thing, and this is actually the first out of my 9 Fringe firsts, my company's 9 Fringe firsts. This is the only one I've ever had that I've actually been creatively involved in, so that's a very special one. And thanks to my wife for her patience. Thank you.